Thank you all for coming, and we're very excited to have you all here at this event. Before Tasoni Mary starts, I thought I would. Are you okay with Tasoni Mary? No, okay. Tante Mary, worse. Yeah. I thought I'd just kind of talk a little bit about the new department that His Eminence started here in the Diocese, Department of Church and Culture, brand named Rediscover I Am. And the tagline is Seek Christ, Know Christ, Be Christ, in that order. And the focus that we want to do is, first of all, before we get going, if everybody could open their Instagram, if you haven't already, and go to Rediscover I Am and follow. All right, so I know you all have Instagram, just do it. And I know you're going to be on your phones anyway during the talk. So, and the idea the idea of the ministry is to kind of sort of address the unique needs of being in the United States or being in the West, with the goal of being, as Satan says, very American, very Orthodox, and very American at the same time. And so, trying to bring the ancient church to the West in a way that's appealing to the West, appealing to those in the United States and in this today's day and age. And so the idea, of course, is, from the day of the Pentecost, the first thing that we realize is there's no us and them, right? There's no American or Egyptian, there's no East or West. The church is for everybody, and Christ's arms are open for everyone. And this is the idea of being a Catholic and apostolic church, right? The word Catholic means universal, which means there is no us or them, there's everybody. And so the Catholicity of the church, almost begs the fact that we have to be able to appeal to people across all generations, across all times, and across all countries. That's what the church is. And so to that end, the ministry is trying to think of ways to make Orthodoxy more approachable and understandable to people in the West. We have 6 ministries. I'll just kind of go through them very, very quickly with you guys. They're all named after some of the I ams, the great I ams of Christ, when he said, I am the cornerstone and the vine and the truth and the life and all these things. I'm the cornerstone is the first one. That's where this ministry comes from. So here we do relationship goals, kind of the whole process of marriage, right? Dating, premarital, young marriage, and parenting, right? So kind of all the way through. And as you know, the cornerstone of the church is the family, right? The family is the center, if you will. And these are some of the different things that we do. And we're going to have if any of you are going to know anyone who's engaged or going to get married, we have a premarital cope weekend coming up in November. Please see me about that as well, and we'll post that on the Instagram. And premarital counseling. I'm the Vine, which is youth mentorship and discipleship. The idea is not so much talks, but more about discipleship, which is the way Christ taught us. I'm the Truth. It's about holy sexuality. So we have 2 major initiatives here. We have the first one is I Am the Truth, which talks about sexuality in all different forms, and whether that be pornography or some of the addictions that many of us face in the West, especially nowadays, and in Egypt. And then the other group is called His Beloved. It's a group for those who are same-sex attracted, Coptic or otherwise, sort of the LGBTQ community. If anyone knows someone who's in this is struggling with same-sex attraction, please take a look at the website hisbeloved.co. Again, this is a group that's sort of like a support group. We meet every 2 weeks on Zoom, and there's people all along from our diocese, from different dioceses that join this group. And the idea is to walk along them in their struggle and journey. It's a very difficult cross that so many have to bear. It's not conversion therapy, it's not attack them, it's not tell them they're bad, it's walking with them in Christ. I Am the Light, trying to rebuild the community. This initiative is all about trying to get back to a lot of those who have left the church. People my age who have left years ago. We have such high numbers there, and the idea is to try to reach out and figure out what happened and how we can bring them back to the fold of Christ. I'm the Good Shepherd, which is trying to support the clergy and the servants, again, to help them deliver orthodoxy in a culturally appropriate manner, in ways that are appealing to young people and in their language and in their humor and their TikTok language, basically. You guys make this stuff up faster than we can keep up. So, and then I Am the Word is the social media group, which I just showed you guys the Instagram and the website. And the idea here is to address some of the reasons why youth are leaving, and to be very targeted. So it's not just another Instagram that's about spirituality, because there's plenty of those. This is very targeted towards why youth are leaving the church, and trying to address those issues so they don't become issues down the road. So follow us, Instagram and the website, and love to get your feedback or your thoughts. Reach out to me or anyone on the team, and thank you all very much. So I'd like to introduce to you Tasoni Mary. As you guys will soon find out, she's absolutely amazing, and today's talk is one that I've been dying to hear because I want to know what color I am. And so this is a really important, and I know she's going to talk about this, but this is just really important because this is part of the success of marriage is knowing who you are, right? Because we all show up to marriage with baggage, bad parenting, bad siblings, bad situation in school or church, and that baggage then goes right into the marriage, right? So the more I know about me, the more I can deal with us, right? So this is part of the know about me part of the talk. So I'm very excited to have her. Please give her a very warm welcome as we start. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, if you have any questions that you want to ask throughout the talk, you can take a picture of that QR code or scan it right now. We did it yesterday, and just ask questions and we'll get to it at the end. Thank you.
If any of you are in the back, can just move to the front. That way the people who come later can just go right to the back and not interrupt the speaker. So if you're in the back few rows, yeah, that's you looking around. Just kind of come up to the front, make some space. Just those few back rows, and just leave those empty. I understand the coffee people are going to sit in the back. They're just looking at me like, we're not moving, bro. I get it. It's fine. Okay.
Oh, you're good. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. My name's Mary. No Tasoni, no title needed. Just Mary. And we're going to have kind of a discussion today about temperament. And we're going to try to explain how temperament is different than personality. And hopefully by the end you'll have a clearer idea maybe of what temperament means and how temperament colors communication. And you'll get kind of a clearer understanding of God's purpose in creating you just the way that you are. So please stop me if you have any questions along the way, if that's okay, or do you guys prefer that questions stay till the end? Sorry, I'm looking for Marie. No? Towards the, okay. All right, so we're going to start with two quotes by St. Anthony. The first one I don't have up on the slides, so I'm just going to read it to you. The first one says, "He who knows himself knows God, and he who knows God knows also the dispensations which he makes for his creatures." Meaning that the knowledge of oneself is important and integral in being able to discover more about who God is and God's purpose and plan for your life and for all of his creation. So it's not just like some kind of like psychological thing we're going to talk about. It's actually very integral to your spirituality. The other really important quote we're going to kind of use today is, "Our life and our death is with our neighbor." If we gain our brother, we have gained God. But if we scandalize our brother, we have sinned against Christ. Meaning that the way I communicate is not just about how I come across or like what I say, the words that come out of my mouth, but how it's heard and perceived by others. And that is so important because that can cause somebody, it can give life or it can give death. Words can be hurtful and words can be life-giving. So we want to be on the life-giving side of things. And a lot of that is not about, oh, I said this and they just heard it wrong. No. It's being able to cater what you say to the ears that are going to hear. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means. There's a wonderful verse in Ephesians 4:29. If you look at like the translation of the Greek, it says, do not let unwholesome. So unwholesome means anything foul or profane or worthless or vulgar ever come out of your mouth, but only such speech as is good for building up others, according to the need and the occasion, so that it will be a blessing to those who hear. So we see here an icon of Saint Arsenius, and you'll often see him in his icons with his hand on his mouth, because he's known as the saint who really figured out the whole mastery of the tongue. And he is often quoted as saying, never have I spoken and regretted it, but there have been many times that I've spoken, loosely, that's what he said, but there have been many times that I've spoken and I have regretted it. So we want to be mindful of our words, we want to be mindful of the way we communicate, and we want to be mindful of the way it's perceived. All right, do you guys know, have you guys ever heard, oh gosh, I don't know what just happened, sorry. Hold on, I don't know what I did, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. It just needed you. All right, so St. Irenaeus says a really powerful quote, and if you live by this, you're going to live life much more fulfilled. It is, the glory of God is man fully alive. And what that means is that when you are able to really understand the purpose that God created you for, when you're able to appreciate and embrace who you are as a person and in the light of God, then that makes you a much more effective person, and it makes your life much more fulfilling. These are the people that walk around with lots of joy, and they walk around with joy knowing that they are exactly kind of where they need to be in God's plan. All right. Also, another last kind of theoretical thing, and then we're going to jump right in. The word enthusiasm. Have you guys ever known this? This was kind of new to me when I was putting this together. Enthusiasm comes from the Greek word entheos, which means God within. So living an enthusiastic life, living a life with enthusiasm, means that I recognize and I interact and I work in synergy with God who is within me. So if you ever feel like your life is kind of like heavy, like you're having kind of just a lot of struggles and lots of problems, a lot of times it's because you're disconnected from who you actually authentically are on the inside. You're trying to be somebody that you're not, or you're trying to play up to be fun and interesting to the people around you, but not really authentically embracing and appreciating who God made you to be. So we said that temperament is really big in communication, right? So your temperament is your innate wiring. You cannot change your temperament. This is how God created you when he was creating your eye color, your hair color, unless you could change hair color, but your eye color, your features, this is something about who you are. And it does not change over time. Your personality changes over time. So that's how you get a person who was a crazy child who ends up being a monk, in the monastery, okay? That they were able to kind of take that and kind of work with that personality. But temperament is innate, it will always be there. Your personality expresses your feelings and your thoughts. Your temperament is deeper than that. So when two people can say, I'm having a great day, okay, there's one personality that, shows they're having a great day in one way and another in a different way. But the person, the temperament is something a little bit deeper than that. It expresses how you speak, how you think, who you interact with, who you choose to be in your friend group. When you are an extrovert, this is often misused. Extroverts are people who interact outwardly. So they perceive information in an outward way. So this is the person that when you're watching a movie with, they talk every 2 seconds, right? Because they're oh gosh, I had no idea that was going to happen. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, no, I totally thought this is that person that had like extrovert. They like talk things out. This is the person that needs to talk things out. They cannot like hear about a problem and then just sit there. Like they have to talk it out. How they're going to talk it out, we're going to differentiate. The introvert is the person that you ask, where do you want to go for coffee? And this is what you get. No, I just asked you a question, like, where do you want to go for coffee? Why is that a hard question? Like, I'm not asking you an algebra question. No, well, because I'm trying to think, like, what I have today, how long would it be, who's going, like, so they're going through their checklist internally before. Introverts will weigh and think their words through 1,000,000 times before they open their mouth. Extroverts will open their mouth and talk and then think about how that was not a good idea. Okay? So they are opposite, but you want to know something? That's fine, because that's how God created them to be. And we're going to see biblical examples and church history examples of people who were on both ends and how God used them just the way that they are. Okay? So introverts don't have the upper hand, neither do extroverts. All right. So this is kind of going to guide our discussion today. We're going to talk about, so Hippocrates, a long time ago, came up with this idea that a lot of how people interact and react is based on their bodily fluids. So he came up with these really cool ways of classifying people, basically saying which fluids they had more of. So sanguine, choleric, phlegmatic, and melancholic. They're a mouthful and they kind of sound gross. So we're not going to be using those terms too much, but instead we're going to assign each term a color. We're going to say the sanguines are our yellows, the reds are choleric, the green is phlegmatic, and the blues are our melancholic friends, okay? And it's kind of like an axis. So the people on the yellows and the greens are people-oriented. These are the people that will pick people over task day in and day out. If they have something that they have to do, they will only do it if there are other people doing it with them. These are the people that go to bathrooms in groups. They can only make a decision and do something if 10 other people are with them all the time. They have to ask around. Should I buy this shirt? Well, just buy it. No, like I have to ask this person, I have to take a picture, I have to ask. These are the people, they want people with them, and they perceive and interact with information based on the people around them. The other side is the task-oriented. These people will steamroll over people day in and day out to get tasks done. So these are the people that, they have like an important thing that they have to go to attend, but they also have an important assignment due. They're going to do the assignment, and then if they get around to going to that thing, fine. If not, that's fine. They got the assignment done. These are the people that when you sit down for a group project, and you got the yellows and the greens, they're talking, oh, what classes are you taking? Oh, this and that. They're like, okay, what are we doing? What do we need to get done? Who's going to do it? I'm not trying to become your friend, okay? So, task-oriented. Both are needed, both sides are needed, both sides are important, and both sides are valued by God. Extroverts and introverts, we already explained what that means. It doesn't mean that introverts don't like people. They do like people, okay? They just are a little bit, they are less kind of, because you do have like the greens that love to be around people, but they just perceive the world internally and then express it externally. All right, so we have a little video. I hope it works. I'm not sure if it will or not, but it's going to really explain a little bit more of these colors really well. It's not this one. So there's like music to it, but I think you guys will be fine. You don't need the music, you just need the words. All right, so the blues, these are the people that just enjoy solitude. The yellows don't like to be alone. So you see already how that can be problematic. The reds are bossy, but the greens take it. So then you got a red and a green and you got a problem. Yellows and greens make really good friends because one, it loves to be around people. They both love to be around people. See how the blue, it's taking them, they're thinking through things. Should I not? The greens, they have no problem waiting for every single person. The reds will not. The yellow makes friends with the people at the grocery store line. The green, you really can't rush them. The blue has like their eraser is like just a little nub. They really like. Okay, so you see how. So this is a wonderful book, actually, if you are interested in learning more. It's called I Said This, You Heard That. It's a wonderful woman named Kathleen Edelman who talks extensively about what it means, you know, to have different temperaments and how that all plays out. And we will go back to our presentation. All right. So let's start with our Sanguine friends because they're cool. So I put a Winnie the Pooh character next to each one so you can kind of remember for different, different people that might really trigger different things, okay? So yellows are our Tiggers. They are a joy to be around. I'll try not to be partial. They're a joy to be around. They are high energy. These are the people that are talking and they're exciting and they love to be around people all the time. They go from one social event to the next. Their social calendar books up 3 months out. They know so many people. They go to any church, they know 10 people, like right when they walk in the door. They make friends with a ton of people, but then you ask them, who did you see today? I can't remember their name, but it's that girl that like, the girl with the curly hair. I know her. I just don't. So like the fine details, don't ask. They are very much about living in the moment. You cannot tell a yellow to have an earthquake preparedness kit. Like that, why? Like, let's just enjoy right now. Don't worry about it. If there's an earthquake, we learned at school, you just kind of go under the chair. Like, it all works out. Like, no big deal, okay? They're very affectionate. They love to give love, and they love to receive love. They're the people that when they see you, they're like smiling. They see you across the parking lot, hey, and the big hug, and like they really make you feel good about seeing you. Even if they can't remember your name, but they're just so happy to see you. They also apologize quickly. These are the people that are easy to, like, they forgive very quickly and easily. These are not your grudge holders. These are not the people that are going to hold something over your head from 3rd grade. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, and then, like, if you come to apologize to them about something from, like, 2 years ago, they're like, what? You did that? Right? Because they just, in their nature, in their temperament, they forgive easily. You can often hear them saying, when they're kind of in a group setting, you can hear them say, oh, I've got a story about that. So like, let's say we're talking about how hot it is. Oh my gosh, wait, let me tell you the time I went to Egypt. Let me tell you how hot it was. It was actually da-da-da-da-da. These are the people that just like really have a story about anything and everything. And they jump from story to story to story. If you are a blue and you are talking to a yellow, you need to like sit down. Because they like, you get lost. Like, it's like, hold on. Like, wait, weren't we just talking about like something in Egypt? How are we talking about something you saw at the grocery? Like, what? Like, it's not, like, they're very, like Tigger. Tigger is a perfect yellow. Just boom, 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 bouncing around. I don't understand, Eeyore, why you're so upset. It's a happy day. It's great. The 100-acre wood. We're having a great day, right? They're also the people that you'll often hear say, ooh, that sounds like fun. They didn't think about whether or not, so like these are the people that, hey, we're gonna go out to get tacos after. Okay, let's go. Okay, wait, did you think about, do you have money in your wallet? Did you bring your wallet? Did you think about like who's going? Did you think about if you can get there? Do you have a car? Like, no, let's just go, it's gonna be great. Okay, so they commonly overpromise and underperform. Not out of any, like, I mean, it could be perceived as a weakness, but it's because they just want to be around people. They love people and they want to make people happy, just like they are always happy. Their weaknesses, okay, every temperament has its weaknesses. We can call it like points that you can strengthen. How about that? They can be naive. So these are the people that you're like, these are the ones like when you're a kid that have no stranger danger. They like go up to the kid at the people at the grocery store. Oh my gosh, we're here at the grocery store and we're buying all these things because we ran out of milk at home and my mom da 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 da. And after this, we're going to grandma and grandpa's house. Like these are the people that like overshare. And then you tell them like, no, there's such a thing as like stranger danger. Like you can't just talk. Do you even know them? Like no. But like what's the worst that can happen? All right. They can be a little loud. So these are the people that like, in class, they do everything in a loud way. They like reach for their stuff in a loud way. They talk in a loud way. They even are quiet in a loud way. How? I don't know. These are the people that can be a little dramatic. So when they're telling you a story about what happened, it could be that someone like stubbed their toe. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. She was walking straight for me, and I knew it. Like right when I saw her at the end, I knew she was going to come and like step on my foot on purpose. I just knew it. And then she walked over and she came and she stepped on my foot. It was like the second and the third toe. And then after she stepped on my foot, she just kept walking. She didn't even say sorry. And I know that it's because deep down inside, she really doesn't like me. And she doesn't like me because da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, all that happened is she just walked by. She may have not even noticed that she stepped on your foot. But yellows, no. They're going to notice, and they're it's a story. It becomes a dramatic production. And there's characters, and he said, and she said, okay? These are the people that can also be a little forgetful because they are so overbooked with their social life, and they're connected to so many different people in so many different ways. They might forget things like, oh yeah, I had an assignment due. That's okay, that's fine. I'll kind of figure it out. I'll work on it on my way to. So like they drop the ball sometimes, and they are also restless. These are the people that have trouble sitting still. Okay. Through no fault of their own. They do like the leg tap, and if it's something that's wasting their time to be social and go do something that's with people, like if they're in a study group with one person who just wants to study, and they are sitting there, and that person just is sitting there to study, that's like painful. That's like, no, like, do you want to let's stop for coffee. And then after coffee, aren't you hungry? Let's go get lunch. And then we'll go back and study, don't worry. Like, they're just, and they often can annoy people by asking them, why are you being so serious? It's not a big deal, okay? You could see how you'll see some of the other temperaments, that just makes their like blood boil. Or they say like, oops, I forgot. What do you mean you forgot? Like you have something due, or you have like, we said we were gonna go and do this today. Sorry, I forgot. Like, I just forgot. But their innate needs, and every temperament we're gonna go through their strengths, weaknesses, innate needs. Innate needs, they need approval. And a lot of times the reason they're overbooking themselves, or the reason that they're overdoing, is because they want everybody to like them. It drives a yellow crazy if everybody around does not like them. If there's one person in the room, they don't even know their name, but they just get this vibe that they don't like them, it drives them nuts. Like they cannot handle not being liked. They love acceptance, which means that sometimes they can even make a mistake or bend over backwards to do something that they know is not right, just for the sake of fitting in or being accepted. They love attention. It's not that they're like attention hogs, but they're the people that when they're standing in a group of people, and you talk about who's spoken the most, it's probably them. And between every story that everyone says, they share one of their stories because they're just so relevant, they're so exciting to be around. And they need affection. These are not the people that you side hug. These are the people that are like come in for a big hug. These are the people that like, they want, like, they talk to you and they like, yeah, like, and they you can tell they're like really like just, there's like a lot of like good energy there. So when they don't receive affection, when they receive like a cold, like, hey, how's it going? What did I do? Are you upset? Is there something I did that bothered you? I'm sorry. And they'll apologize. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure we're okay? Yes, I said we're fine. I'm just having a bad time. No, but like, are you sure we're okay? Because they don't want to not be liked. Our red friends. Okay. So remember, we said the red, so we said yellow is they're people-oriented and they are extroverts. So they're kind of on this side. And the red is also, they're extroverted, meaning that they perceive the world externally. They talk things out, but they are are task-oriented people, all right? They speak the language of power and control. They are not control freaks. They do not want to be called control freaks. But they are confident, okay? They know what needs to get done, and they do it. And they will pick up your slack if you're not doing it. And if that means they have to call you out on something that you're not doing right, you bet they will. But what about, like, what if you hurt their feelings? No, it's not about feelings now. I'll just apologize later. It's okay. Like, they'll be okay. But this needs to get done. They are very self-sufficient. If everybody in their group project is a complete slack, okay, they will pick up everybody's slack and do it because it's got to be done and it's got to be done right. And that's fine. And you know what? If somebody does it and does it wrong, they'll redo it for them. They are disciplined. These are not the people that throw their alarm clock out the window when it rings for the 10th time. These are the people that the alarm, oh my gosh, I overslept. I was supposed to wake up 5 minutes before my alarm. Now I'm behind. Now I'm already behind, okay? They are persuasive. These are the people that will, this is like the classic like car salesman. They'll tell you that you need a car even if you were just walking by on your way to McDonald's. Like, I'm not here to buy a car. No, but you need a car. Let me tell you why you need a car. They are very persuasive. They are very logical. These are not the head in the clouds. Let me tell you about the lovely story about this couple that met. No. Very logical. 1 + 2 = 3. That doesn't make sense. I don't want to hear anymore. Like, that just doesn't make sense. And they're very competitive. Reds do not like to lose. They do not like to be told, I did that better than you, or I can do it better. They can be heard saying, how about we do it this way? Like, you'll tell, like, let's say there's a couple and they are wedding planning, okay? And we have like a yellow spouse or a future spouse and a red future spouse, okay? So the yellow will tell them, oh my gosh, like, I'm thinking like we can have like this and then this and then this and then, oh, what if we, wait, hold on. Do you know that I went to a wedding the other day and like, it was so fun because everybody really enjoyed like the coffee bar and it was really nice and people hung out at the coffee bar. Actually, speaking of coffee, like, the red is like, you lost them at like 3 points ahead. You know what they did? They tuned the yellow out and they started planning. Okay, all right, so yeah, so we're gonna have this. And then they'll kind of jump back into the conversation when yellow is done with their whimsical story, okay? They will ask, they're very direct. So this is the person that will ask, okay, but can you get this done today? Who said anything about today, okay? So like, you'll see how reds and greens often butt heads. Weaknesses, they can be a little impatient because they know that they can do it and they can do it right and they can probably in their mind do it better. So why are you taking so long to do this? These are the people that like the sibling that like has a sibling, if you have like a red sibling and a green sibling, this is the person that like doesn't wait. They just get in the car and leave, okay? That person can just get themselves there when they want to get there. We're not gonna be late. This is the person that can be a little quick-tempered. So red like easily gets angered and then after a while like they can kind of deflate and like be okay. But they are very quick. They are like a very quick fire that builds up. And they can be a little inflexible. So if they made a plan that we're going to this place and then this place and then we're going to do this, and then there's a change in their plan, that really stresses them out. They don't like that. They want to know exactly what we're doing and they want to accomplish things. These are checklists people, okay? That if at the end of the day they don't have enough things checked off of their list, it was not a good day. They are also a little bit like, I don't know how to say it, but like they just really, it's like my way or the highway. And if you are not going to subscribe to my way, then I am so sorry. Well, we can still be friends, but like I just need to get this done. And they need loyalty. These are not the people that you stab in the back. That really hurts them. They need people that they know are going to like do exactly what they were told to do. They need like doers. So they have, they assign, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. They don't want somebody who comes up to them and says, actually, you asked me to do this, but I thought of a really creative way to do it. Let me tell you how I perceived it. Actually, when you said that you wanted me to write about this, I thought maybe it'd be better to write about this. No. That's not what I told you to do, okay? They like to have a sense of control. So a red, it's not that they're a control freak, but God gave them this God-driven, given talent to be able to lead. So they want to use it. They can't sit on it. They want to use it. So these are not the people that do well with being given a task and please accomplish this by this time. Okay, no. They're the ones that want to assign. They are not to be assigned. They want to assign. They want credit for their work. So these are not the people that, you come to them after and you're like, they're like, oh, how did you like that? I prepared it like 1, 2, 3, 4. It was okay. What do you mean it was okay? I spent all night and What do you mean? Like, no. Like, you don't understand. Like, it was fine. Like, it was okay. No, they don't like that. So they also want appreciation. They want you to know how much effort, and reds will often go through painstaking effort to tell you how long it took them to do something because they wanted to do it and they wanted to do it well, and they are not being appreciated for it, so they're going to let you know. Our phlegmatic friends. Oh, sorry. So the reds were like rabbit, right? So the phlegmatic friends, this is our Winnie the Poohs. Like he's on his way to Piglet's house, but then he sees some like butterflies. He's going to go follow the butterflies. Our greens speak the language of calm and harmony. If you are living with a green or you are around a green, it automatically brings the volume and tone and of your house down like 10 notches. They are just peaceful presence. They're just very gentle, very approachable. They're very easygoing. You can change the plan on a green 35 times and they are okay. You can tell them we're going to taco stand in Orange and you end up going to Costa Mesa instead, and they will go to Costa Mesa. It's okay, not a big deal. They are very considerate. So if green feels that something they said or did may bother you, they will come and apologize right away. They're very intuitive and very keenly aware of how you feel. They are very generous. Green will bend over backwards, even if that means at their own expense. So green is remember, they are very people-oriented. So these are the ones that, you know what, they have a project due tomorrow, but their friend is going through major life crisis number 75, and they will stop doing what they need to do that's due tomorrow, even though it's really important and it's half of their grade, because their friend is going through major life crisis number 75. And they, you know what, and they don't even make their friend feel bad about it. They're just so ready to be there and be present. They are very happy. They're like, there's really not much that can really bother a green. And for that reason, if you bother a green, you know that you push them like into the wall, through the wall, down the street. Like you have to do a lot to really bother a green. They're very helpful. These are the people that always come and say, how can I help? What can I do to help? You look stressed. What can I do? They just feel it. They know it. And they want to be helpful. Now, they're going to help you in their own way and on their own time. But they'll still help you. Okay? And they're very friendly. They will make friends with people. But because they are on the introverted side of things, so they will prefer to make fewer, closer friendships than the yellow friends with everybody in the grocery store, friends with the people in the parking lot, friends with, my grandma's third cousin removed. Like, it's a little different. You often can hear greens say, I'm good with whatever. This is the person that you ask, like, let's say you're dating someone and you're like, where do you want to go eat? Anything. No, like, where do you want to go? What do you want to try today? I'm good with whatever. No, like, you don't have an opinion. So it's not that they don't have an opinion. It just matters to them more that the people around them are happy than that they are happy. And sometimes, what's sad is sometimes they'll say this even if they have an opinion. But they just don't want to say their opinion because they would rather everybody else in the room. These are the people that wait till the end of the communion line. These are the people that wait at church, make sure the lights are off, make sure the doors are closed. Like, they think about things that other people like. What door? What light? I didn't even like. They're so like they just take care. They're shepherds. They give care, take care. They love people. And they always say, I think we can make that work. Like, the classic green is, my friend has a flat tire and they are 30 miles away. Okay? And I'm about to walk into an exam. I tell my friend I'm going to be there in 10 minutes. Classic green. It's definitely not going to take 10 minutes, even if you fly like a helicopter. Like, it's not going to take 10 minutes. But no, I want my friend to know that I'm there for them. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Let me just finish something real quick. It's like a final, okay? But they're not going to share that detail. But let me just finish something real quick. I'll be right there. And the friend is waiting on the side of the road with the flat tire for their green friend to show up. And the green friend on the way calls them and says, hey, sorry, I'm running a little late. Do you want me to pick up like a coffee for you? You've had a long day. I just want you to help with like a flat tire. So, but they just work and they help just on their own time and in their own way. Some of their weaknesses is they can be a little indecisive and it can drive people crazy. And you will see this down the line when you all get married and you're picking wall colors. If you have a green that you are married to and you're trying to pick between Swiss coffee and like Chantilly lace for the color of the kitchen, they're going to say, that's fine, I'm good with whatever, like whatever you want. It's like, no, they clearly, and you can have like a red spouse and like they're different. One is Chantilly lace and one is like what, it's like, they're fine. Like, I'm good with whatever. Like, you know what? Because with this one, we can make it work like this. And so they're just, and that can be a weakness sometimes. They can be stubborn. Because they have so much give, and they give so much give, when they have an opinion, they really have an opinion, okay? And you know that if a green is digging in their heels, it's probably not going to come back out of the dirt. Like, this is it. This is the hill they choose to die on. They can be a little messy. Because they are so busy taking care of everyone and everything else, the room is kind of on the back burner. My car, my trunk, it's okay, like, it'll get cleaned when it needs to. They can be a little sarcastic because they give and they love so much that sometimes if it's not reciprocated in the way they perceive, they can retaliate with a little bit of sarcasm. They can be a little shy. So these are not the people that are going to go up to you and be like, hey, hi, my name is so-and-so. They're going to sit and wait for you to approach them. But you better believe that when you do approach them, they're going to talk to you about how your drive was. They really care. Like, you look like you might be a little tired. Let me show you where the coffee is outside. They really genuinely care. And they compromise their values a lot because they're caring and they compromise for other people around them. And something that can drive some people crazy that they say is, I'll do it later. So procrastination is a big green thing. That if it can be done later, I'll just do it later. It's going to get done. It's okay. They have their sense of time is a little colorful. Or they say, like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know? Don't you want to find out the answer? No, it's okay. I don't know. So, like, that can be a weakness. They need harmony. These are your non-confrontational people. This is like if you have a green fiance, okay, and you get into an argument, she is not going to come and say a word, okay? She's going to wait for you to come. And when you do come, and you come in a way that the green will perceive as okay, then they'll feel safe enough to start opening up and sharing. But the green is not going to come up to you and be like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, can you believe, like, that you just did 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was so rude and so disrespectful, and I can't stand for that, and I don't like that, and this is the 10th time I've told you. Like, that's not green at all. They want harmony. These are the people that, like, as kids, when mom and dad are having an argument, these are the people that go and close their doors in their room, and they're really uncomfortable. It makes their skin crawl. These are the kids that go, like, they get like hives and rashes when they're in stressful situations because they just internalize, and they cannot handle like discord around them. They need to feel like they're valued because they're always thinking of others and doing so much for others. If others do not appreciate or show any value or interest in what they're doing, that's really hurtful for a green. They do not need stress. These are not the people that you're going to come to when the sky is falling. Don't do it. Just don't go up to a green and tell them about how stressed you are, that, you know, this is happening in your life and this is happening. They'll take it, they'll listen, they'll absorb, but there is no sense of urgency. So it's not like, okay, so like, what are we going to do? Let's fix it. Let's do this. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not the 1, 2, 3, 4 folk. They're like, okay, like they listen. They're going to make you feel good. Okay, maybe have you tried this? Let's talk about this. Okay, and they need respect. So like a green spouse is wonderful, very patient, very like it takes a lot to really like push them over the top, but disrespected can get really feisty and dig their heels and be stubborn. All right, then our melancholy friends. These are our Piglet, Eeyore. There is nothing wrong with being melancholic. I think that it just means that you give higher preference to perfection and order. These are the people that are not going to turn something in until they have it perfect. If that means they stay up all night, they're going to stay up all night. If that means that they have to go and drive to a different Staples that has the exact color of paper that they need for this one thing, they're going to do that because they want things to be done perfectly. They are very sensitive. These are the internalizers. These are the people that sit there and read a room, okay? They saw exactly what happened. They saw the interaction. They see the vibe. They're very keenly aware of everything that's going on, but they won't say a word. They are very sensitive. Any word that you say to a blue They take it and they flip it on its head, and then they dissect it and then put it back together and then dissect it again and then say it backwards and forwards and in 3 languages, because they really want to know the fullest meaning of what it is that you're saying. So you never say something with a double meaning to a blue, because to them it will have 16 meanings, all right? They are very honest. Blues will tell you the truth, even if it hurts, but it takes a lot of courage for them to say it. They're very detail-oriented. You want a blue in your life because they can see the difference between Swiss coffee and Chantilly lace. They can see it. They're very trustworthy. These are the people that you can trust with, like, you tell them, can you wait with my stuff, I'll be right back, and you don't come back for like 6 hours, and they figured out a way to protect your stuff. Very trustworthy. You can trust them with secrets, you can trust them with whatever, like they will not let you down. They are very compassionate. Blues feel on a whole other level. They can tell exactly how somebody feels just by looking at them. So if you have like a blue mom, you walk in the door, you're like, who upset you today? Who upset you today? And you're like, I didn't say anything. But they just know, they feel it. And they are great listeners. Blues and yellows make great couples because the yellow will talk the blue's ears off, and the blue will sit and listen. It's a gift, okay? So because the yellow will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and the blue listens, and they're actually actively listening. They're not like the red side of listen. They're like actually listening. They're listening to understand and feel. And they can often say, I've been giving it some thought. Like you ask them, what do you want to do tomorrow? We have the day off. What do you want to do tomorrow? Usually they won't give you a response right away. Then you come back in like 2-3 hours. You text them back, hey, what do you want to do tomorrow? Okay, so I've been giving it some thought. And it says that the weather tomorrow is going to be 175. So why don't we decide, why don't we go to the beach? And I looked up the different temperatures at the different beaches along the coast, and I saw that yesterday Santa Monica was 77. And so that might be like a cooler temperature to go to. So we can plan to be there for the hottest part of the day. And then, so they wow, you ask them, what do you want to do? And you were expecting do you want to do you want to do tacos or do you want to do Chinese? You were expecting a very but they really thought it out. They color coded things. These are your Excel lovers, okay? They excel their life, okay? They color code everything. They color code, they know. You can ask them, where's that pencil you used in 3rd grade? They know exactly where it is. They are organized, they are neat, and disorder drives them bananas. So when they see people every single week, especially on the women's side, every single week not knowing how to stand, go to the communion line, and everybody just crowds, that innately drives them bananas. Because it's every week we know the same thing is going to happen, everybody's going to get communion, and it's row by row. How do you not understand? If you're red, you're going to go up to some tant and be like, no, go sit back down. But if you're blue, you're going to stand there and be annoyed and be upset and irritated, and it's going to probably put a damper on the whole day, because there's people that don't understand what order means. Okay, but even though it has nothing to do with you, but it just bothered you to that deep level, and you're not going to talk about it, it's just going to bother you. And then they're the ones that say, I'm almost done. These are the people that it takes a little bit of a long time for them to get ready. I'm almost done. Just one more thing. Okay, hold on. The eyeliner on this side is a little runny, so let me just hold on. I'll be right back. One second. Everything has to be done, and they will not. These are not the people that go to bed with dishes in the sink. They're not the people that if the spices are not alphabetized in the pantry, it causes them stress. If they go and expect a day to go according to a certain plan, and plans change, you should really pray for the blues blood pressure, because they're going to be really stressed out. What do you mean the plan changed? What do you mean because they need a sense of safety and security, and they perceive that safety and security in order and structure. So when things are not ordered and structured, it stresses them out. To a yellow, it's the more the merrier. To a blue, they need to know exactly who's coming to the hangout. But to a yellow, they invited everybody on the way to the car. So it's wait, but that's not what we said. I thought it was just going to be me, you, and 2 other people. And it's no, it's me, you, 2 other people, that guy I met, and I texted in the group chat, and I think so-and-so said they were coming, Blues get stressed out by RSVPs. So a blue will never show up to an event they did not RSVP to. A yellow will, and probably will bring a +1. but like a blue will not. Now, some of the weaknesses, they can be a little moody because they are perceiving, internalizing all the time. Their brain, these are the people that you feel their head at the end of the day, and they're like carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. So their head is like overheating, like they're like actually the hard drive overheated. They can be a little moody because they're upset about 25 other things that some other temperaments may have not even noticed, okay? They're upset because they expected this to happen and they had this disappointment and it's disappointment after another, so they can become a little negative and moody. These are people that become a little jealous, okay? Because they're doing things to the perfection and to the T that they know. So what do you mean somebody is doing it better than me? I'm trying my best. I'm doing the best that I can, and I did it with so much like care and concern. These can be the people that are a little pessimistic. These are the sky is falling a lot, okay? These are the people that have a lot of drama in their lives. This is the friend that calls you up with new drama every single day, and you're like, how can you have so much drama in your life? These are the people that like, the smallest thing can be a very big thing because they perceive it on such a deep level. They like, their senses are very heightened. So like loud sounds are very loud. Loud places are very uncomfortable. Lots of crowding, not their thing. And another weakness is they often feel very misunderstood, that there is nobody in this world that understands how I feel. Because to them, their feelings are something very sacred, and they hold very close to them, and they've gone through a lot of analyticalness to get to how they feel. So for a blue, like, they really feel, when they say that, they really feel that nobody understands them. And they worry about things. These are the people that worry that they're going to be late. After they're done worrying that they're going to be late, they worry that, the car's going to break down because it was making that funny sound yesterday. And then they worry. These are the people that are constantly, because they're worrying about so many things, they're in like constant, like there's a lot of anxiety there. So the innate needs that they have, though, these are the people that need safety. These are the people that really need, like one of the things that Sarah was talking about yesterday is how like the home should be a safe place, right? These are the people, if you marry a blue spouse, they really, like, that really means a lot to them. That they can come and they can share, they can just be themselves, they can unwind. That's like blue, like top blue need, okay? They need a sensitive person. If they're telling you about how the sky is falling, don't laugh. Don't be like, oh my gosh, again. Didn't you have like the same problem like 3 years ago? Like, what is your problem? Like, no. These are the people that really need, see, you can tell she's not a blue. Or she is a blue, I don't know. But these are the people that like, really like, come on. They really need that sensitivity. They need the support. These are the people that like when they're grieving, they don't want a lot of people around them, but they want the people around them to really be there and like really like stand by them. These are the people that need their space. They don't do well like siblings, that like a blue sibling and a yellow sibling. If parents make them share a room, it's like a punishment for the blue because they want their space. A blue that has to go on a church retreat and they get stuck in the church van in the back left corner. That's like the whole time on their way there, they're like heavy breathing. They have anxiety. This is a 15 passenger. We have 17 people plus luggage. Like they're like, it's really like uncomfortable. And that person sneezed on their way into the van. So we are all going to get sick by the time this retreat is over. So they have a heightened sense of problems that can happen. These are the people that COVID stressed out the most. Okay? And it was really sad because for blues, they really, really, really assumed the worst was going to happen. Like, this is going to be really bad. This is the end. This is the end, right? And so, like, they're married to, like, another color, and they're like, woo, we're going to have a socially distanced birthday with 75 people, but we're all going to be 6 feet apart. And they're like, I'm not going. Like, I can't. You're not in my, like, circle or whatever they used to call it. And they need silence. Blues, when they come through the door, so if you marry a blue and they come through the door, do not stand at the door waiting for them to tell them every single thing that happened that day. Don't do it. They need to come in. They put their keys in the spot that the keys go in. They take off their shoes. They wash their hands, probably. They go change. They go unwind. And they come out when they are ready to come out. But if you are yellow and you are following them around as they put their keys in, I don't know, I might know a yellow, and you're following them around as they're doing stuff, that stresses out the blue a lot, right? Because they just want some space, they want some peace, they want some quiet. These are the people that when you do like quiet time at the retreat, peace out. I started quiet time 2 days ago. Like, I'm good. All right? But yeah, I'm good, right? These are the people that they really like to sit still or sit silently in church is not a struggle. And they can't understand why people around them cannot be quiet. Why can't you just be quiet? Why can't you just stop talking? Just stop talking, right? So blues like, so that's our lovely blue friends. Okay. Now, so 3 important principles moving forward. Now that you've kind of heard about the different temperaments, and you kind of probably have a pretty clear idea of which temperament you kind of associate the most with, do not say, well, that's just who I am. So yellows cannot, every time they forget something, be like, well, I'm sorry, I'm just a yellow. I forget, sorry. I tried that with my kids, it doesn't work, okay? So you can't just say like, sorry, that's just me, I'm sorry. You gotta try to work on it. The red cannot just steamroll over people in the name of getting it done and be okay with, like, that's not okay. Do not put people in labels or boxes. Do not say, oh, that looks like a red, I am not dealing with that person. You can't. God created us to live in community and to live in harmony, so you need to figure out how to deal with this person. You marry somebody and somebody from your in-law side is very on the opposite side as you, temperament-wise, you have to figure out how to deal with them. You can't just be like, oh, sorry, blues and reds are on opposite. Blues don't deal with reds, okay? And do not look down on other temperaments. So I tried to be unbiased when I was talking, but it comes off the way it does sometimes, sorry. But do not say like, oh my gosh, yeah, obviously you're having life problems because you're a blue. Blues, the fact that this chair is kind of an off color from the rug is a problem. So you need to really be sensitive to other people and appreciate that that's how God made them and that's okay. Do not try to make everybody the way you are. Do not try to change people to be how you are so that you can deal with them. People don't need to go through orientation to become in your circle of friends. You don't need to orient them to how to be your friend and then they just accept people the way that they are. Accept that there will be people that love loud. They love their favorite time at Disneyland is at 9:30 when every single person on the face of the planet is trying to exit from 2 different sides of the park, and there's a million people and they just attended Loudfire. That's like a vibe, and they meet everybody on the way to the tram and they see somebody 10 rows down and they're like, hey, that's the person that was standing 5 things ahead of us. Yeah, some people that's not their jam at all. So appreciate that that's how God made them to be. And perhaps there's something from each temperament that you can take and that you can apply and that you can learn from. All right, so oftentimes people will ask, can I be more than one temperament? And yes, the answer is yes, you can. Usually, and I'll on the very last slide, I'll show you the link to take the temperament quiz. It's a free quiz. And I didn't put it on earlier because I knew that's what you would be doing during the whole talk, so I waited to do it at the end. So can I be more than one temperament? Yes. Usually you have a dominant temperament and then a secondary temperament. Some people even have 3, okay? But usually the way that kind of works together, for example, I'm a yellow, green. I won't tell you what percentage, it's embarrassing. But I'm a very yellow with a little bit of green. And so my little bit of green helps to kind of ground me just a tiny bit, okay? As opposed to somebody else who can be a yellow but with a side of red, that's a little different, okay? So there is, and that's beautiful that God created that and that God designed that, and it creates very strong bonds and harmony. So then it says, I'm sorry, I took the quiz at different times in my life and I got different results. I thought temperament was innate. So somebody might take the quiz today and it comes out that they are red and blue. And you're like, what? I totally thought I was like this and this. And it's like, no, because you probably answered with some bias. And this happens a lot in life, that we, especially some temperaments are more inclined to do this than others, that they become more biased. And they have a stronger bias because they're trying to mask something that they are not proud of. So this happens a lot with negative qualities about a temperament that people try to kind of suppress. It could also be a result of trauma in life. So this is like the kid that was always told by his parents, sit down and be quiet, but they're a yellow, okay? Stop talking, stop, you're so loud, oh my gosh, stop, lower your voice, what is wrong? So what happens to that yellow is that sparkle will start to dim just a little bit. And they'll try to kind of suppress that. But deep down inside, innately, who God created them to be is the yellow. So it's not their problem that their parents don't know how to deal with them. But what happens is over time, we learn, a lot of behavior is learned. And we learn that, oh, maybe this is how I should be or this is how I should be. But we're here to tell everybody, Know the color and just own it. So can I be on opposite sides? And this is kind of a tricky one, right? So I know that I'm like yellow, but can I be like a yellow-blue? Can I be like kind of on the opposite sides? It's extremely rare. It happens, but it's very rare. Because you're talking, can I be like a people-oriented extrovert and also be a task-oriented introvert? That's not really possible. You might have a little tiny bit of a certain quality of a temperament, but that does not necessarily mean that you are opposite. Usually it's the temperament that neighbors you. So you're either like a yellow-green or a yellow-red or a red-blue or a red-yellow. So it's usually like the ones that border. And then how do temperament and love languages work in synergy? The way that a love language, so let me give you an example. Like a yellow and a red, their love language can be quality time, okay? But if a red's quality time gets in the way of what they need to get done, they are not interested in having that quality time right now. They can table the quality time. But a yellow, oh yeah, bring it on. And let's have more quality time and more quality time. Let's say you have a blue and a green, and their love language is gift giving, okay? The blue will receive a gift and will sit and think about why you gave them that gift. The way that you did, how you wrapped it. What are they trying to say by the gift that they gave? They really, really read into it. The green will appreciate the fact that you went out of your way on a Saturday when you only have one day off in the week, and you went and you got that gift. And if you give them a stick of gum, they will hold on to that stick of gum for years and years, because this person did a lot to give me this stick of gum. All right. So you see how we can have the same love language, but it's just perceived and expressed differently. A person can express love in different ways, and the key is that you have to learn to express love in the temperament of the person that you are trying to love. So if you love a blue and you're trying to love them by being around them all the time, you're going to suffocate them. Okay? And if you are a red and you're trying to love somebody by telling them exactly what they need to fix in their life, you will probably push them away. So you need to love in the way that they perceive love. Now, the most important relationship that we work on in our life, and it's a lifelong process and journey, is our relationship with Christ. And Christ, what's really beautiful is he is the fullest expression of every single temperament. Christ was the perfect green, he was the perfect red, perfect blue, and perfect yellow. The perfect yellow, he had thousands of people around him all the time and was not like, stop, like people were pulling at, like, he was not like, excuse me, like, what's going on? Like, what? There's too many people, disciples, I need like a 6-foot radius, right? He loved people, loved to be around people, let the children come to me, and okay? But he was also a blue, he would retreat. He knew when he needed to retreat. He was a green, he felt the needs of the people on a very deep level. These people have been with me for several days and they're probably hungry. And the disciples are like, send them away, they'll find something to eat. No. Let's find a solution to this problem. And he was a perfect red, and he was very structured and organized. Christ is the ultimate organizer. He would send the apostles 2 by 2. And he had a system, and they came back and they reported and said, this is what happened. He had a process. I'm going to be going to this town, so I'm going to send them before my face 2 by 2. I'm going to give them a list of exactly what they should and shouldn't do. I'm going to be very clear about my instruction, very orderly and organized. So when I look at my temperament and I want to learn how to be a better blue or how to be a better yellow, I look at Christ. How did he do it? And that's the kind of the ultimate example that I shoot for. Oh yes, he's blue, that he was able to like retreat. So I understand how Christ fills and meets all my needs. There will not be a single person on the face of this planet that will fill and meet all of your needs, not even your spouse, ever. It's just impossible, because we have this infinite need for love, and the only person who knows exactly how to fill that is Christ himself. Once you learn that, you're good to go. But a lot of times what happens is I look to my spouse or I look to my life partner as a, somebody who like needs to like give me, I need this, and it's still not filling exactly, because they're trying to love you in the way that you should be loved, but they're unable. And that's when I should have from the beginning looked to Christ as, okay, he's the one who will love me exactly how I need to be loved, because he knows every single in and out of my temperament. And I should use the strengths of my temperament in my relationship with Christ. We're going to talk about that in the next slide. And I need to work on the weaknesses I have. I can't just say, oh yeah, I'm a yellow, so I don't remember details. Or, oh yeah, I'm a green, I'm just always late. Okay? I can't say that, I can't do that. There's a lot of words on here, but just bear with me. So the yellow, if we look at a really good example of a yellow, is St. Peter. St. Peter. Jesus, if that's you, command me and I'm coming out of the boat. I'm coming to walk on water. Okay, did you think about it? The disciples are probably like, what is wrong with this? Okay, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Jesus. He's the one that if everybody else denies you, not me, I got you. I got your back. He speaks and then thinks about what he just said. So these are people that easily engage in worship. These are the people that if we're having a retreat, yeah, I'm going. Woohoo, fellowship. These are the people that are very inclusive. You want these people on the welcoming committee in the church. You want these people in different services because they will make everybody feel like they are their favorite person, even if they don't know their name, but they're just going to make them feel loved. They love to see the best in people and in situations. It's a very hot day, okay? And we're all uncomfortable and it's hot. For yellows, yeah, it's hot, but isn't it so nice how the sun is just shining so beautifully and it just like the heat, you just feel the heat and the warmth. Doesn't it feel like the warmth of God? And other people are like, oh my gosh, I'm suffocating. But they're just they see the best in everything. They can be having the worst day ever. They had a flat tire. They failed the test. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's okay because tomorrow is going to be a new day. And that works really well in our relationship with God as well. Because these are the people that when they fall spiritually, they can get back up. Like St. Peter. He falls, gets back up, falls, gets back up. Why? Because he knows it's okay, there's hope. There's hope. And the favorite in the asterisk, I put on the bottom of each one, the favorite thing that each temperament will love about heaven, and I think for the yellows, just to guess, is that we'll all be together, right? We're all going to be together all the time. Isn't that great? Now, some of the spiritual struggles that yellows will have, they will struggle with quiet time. These are the people that want to do quiet time in groups. These are the people that want to pray in groups. They have a really hard time standing in front of God and speaking, and I can't hear him talking. So these are the people that need interaction. They struggle a lot with integrity. So their integrity might be questionable at times because they are seeking approval so much. They struggle with consistency. Yellows will start thousands of projects and finish 2 of them. Because they overpromise and underperform, and they're easily discouraged sometimes because they tried. Oh, I tried to fast, but every time I try to fast this fast, usually by week 3, But then you tell a yellow, okay, but let's try. Okay, so I'm going to pick up and I'm going to try again. For a red, and the reason why this is important is because our marriages that we are hoping to one day have they're not just for company and for kicks and giggles and having a good time. It's a road to heaven, okay? So if I understand the spiritual element of this, it really informs the rest of how I live my life. The reds are like St. Paul, okay? And the reds are like, yeah, St. Paul's our man, right? Because he was, you know what? Mark left at that time when we were serving, so Mark is there's a little bit of beef, and then Mark's gonna go his way, and I'm gonna go my way. See you later. What about his feelings? Weren't you worried that he was gonna be hurt? No, that's fine. We'll make up later, but right now I gotta get to here. I have 3 missionary journeys to do. I got stuff to do. Okay. They love and they thrive in spiritual rule. The reds are the ones that go to their spiritual father and say, "Give me something to do. Tell me exactly what I need to do." They love that. They love structure. They love the order of it, and they love the checklist aspect of it, that I can do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. They are very loyal. They are perfectionists. They strive really hard after virtue, and they will try and keep on trying to attain virtue, whereas maybe some of the other temperaments might give up. So if you're a red, be encouraged. That's something that God gave you to help you on your path to heaven. They are very autonomous. Reds, you can tell them, I need you. A father of confession can sit with a red and say, by the next time we meet, let's make sure that we read, the epistle to the Colossians and the epistle to this, and he'll give them checklists. By the time they come back, they've done those and some. And Abuna doesn't need to kind of text them reminders. They just know, this is what I need to do. But some of the problems sometimes, and one of the things the thing they're going to love about heaven is it's orderly, man. Nobody goes out of turn. Nobody goes out of the way. Nobody's in your space. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Everything is on time. If there's no time. But some of the struggles that reds have is they struggle to ask for help. because they know how to do it. So if you're a red and you're having a spiritual struggle, you want to make sure that you try to kind of tone it down a little bit and work on that weakness and humble yourself to be able to ask for help. Reds will try to fix it. I can fix it myself. The red is, I can do it myself, all right? But that do-it-myself, go-getter mentality can only take you so far. The reds have trouble with apology. I'm sorry is really hard for a red to say because they are very task-oriented. So they are not really going out and thinking about, well, how did that make that person feel? It's not that they're insensitive. It's just God wired them to be the leaders who are task-oriented. They can be a little stubborn because they know the best way to do things. So for the red, when you're married and your spouse suggests, maybe we can do this in a different way. What do you mean? This is how it should be done. This is how I've always done it. This is how my great-great-great-grandparents did it. Like, this is how we do it. And they can have a false sense of security. And that means that they kind of trust and rely on themselves a lot, and so they fall. And oftentimes when a red falls, fall harder. So how did Christ reach St. Paul? Is he had to knock him off his horse, all right? He was on his way. I'm going to go. I'm going to have an order to kill the Christians, da-da-da-da-da. And the way Christ could have been like, oh, Paul, let's talk. No. Boom, off the horse, big light. Saul, why are you persecuting me? Okay? And he's like, who are you? I am Jesus. You're going to be blind for 3 days. He's dealing with him the way that he will change. Okay, now for our greens. Green is like Abraham, okay? God, you know what, Lot? If you want the land, go ahead. That's fine. I'll take the other one. You pick first. That's fine. Okay, God, sure. You want me to go on a mountain and sacrifice my son? Sure, God. Anything for you. You want me to do this and this? Sure. You're going to give me a child? I'll wait 25 years, God. No problem. Okay? They are very service forward, love others, and for that reason, greens make amazing, amazing servants in the church because they will bend over backwards. They will do everything it takes to get things done. And even if they get it done a little late, or they get it done maybe in a different way that they thought was better, but their heart's there. Their heart's in the right place. Greens are very humble. They will apologize even if they did nothing wrong. Like, they just feel that two people are having a fight and it has nothing to do with them. The green will go apologize for the red that hurt the other person's feelings because they just don't want people to be upset. The green is a shepherd. Very much, I guides people and directs people and leads people humbly, which is very shepherd-like. The thing they love in heaven is that everyone gets along. There's harmony. There's no cliques. We all love each other. Everyone's accepted. Everyone's appreciated. And there's joy. Everybody's just so happy all the time. The greens, though, will procrastinate confession. So these are people that, okay, I'll get to it. Abuna sees them. Oh, yes, Abuna, no, I do need to confess. The red will avoid Abuna, right? I'm good. The green will, yeah, I do, Abuna, I'm sorry. I promise when I get home, I'll send you a text about a time after I check my schedule, a time that works maybe in the next 3 months. Like, well, let's put it off, okay? They put off time with God sometimes. They put off signing up for retreats. The greens are the ones that sign up like as the bus is leaving, okay? Because they thought about like, oh yeah, there's no like sense of urgency. It's fine, I'll go if I need to. They struggle with structured worship because they want to express to God how they love him so sometimes they can struggle with the structure of things, and they struggle with rules and consequences. They can get easily overwhelmed. So pray the first hour when you wake up and the 12th hour before you go to sleep. And then you need to, in between, do 12 Jesus prayers. For a green, it's like... So that's why it's important to know yourself. Because when you go and you sit with Abuna, and you're like, Abuna, I'm struggling with this, but I know this and this and this about my temperament. So keep that in mind. So then Abuna can tailor the advice he gives. But what happens is we go and we're like, oh, Abuna said this, but it didn't work. Well, he's giving you one-size-fits-all advice because you're not in touch with yourself enough to know who you are. So knowing yourself is really important. Greens, also another struggle is they can be satisfied with 80%. This is the person who goes, yes, I got a B on the test. All right? Or, yes, I passed. Okay, but like the red's like, just a B? That's it? It's like, no, I got a B. That's great, man. I was expecting a C or a D. I got a B. That's great. The blues are melancholies. That's like St. Mary. St. Mary kept all these things, pondered them in her heart. Took all that was happening. Okay, Joseph would wake up and say, we need to move. And this is how we see the holiness and the beauty of St. Mary's reception to God's word. And this is really cool, is that blues love order and structure, right? But you see how many times God changed around things in St. Mary's life? And you're like, wow, she was able to really, really, really put herself aside for the work of God. So that's really, and I was thinking about it, I was like, for a blue to wake up in the morning and know that there's a king that's after them and they are being chased and they need to escape and they need to go to Egypt and they're going to be on a donkey and there's a newborn, and how am I, like, for a blue that would have like kept them up. But St. Mary, sure, let's go. So there is an importance in knowing yourself and knowing the things that you would struggle with. When God asks you to do something, he knows that you are capable of doing it with his grace. So trust that. Blues can also struggle a little bit. They struggle with life's curveballs, but that's how you see, like I was talking about, the holiness of St. Mary. They can be overly sensitive, but they're very compassionate to God's approach. And they're the people that are crying in the back at the retreat, okay? They're the people that really, they felt it. They felt the talk. Okay? They are thinking about all the times in their life, that the time in second grade when they took the eraser off their friend's desk, the time in fourth grade when they told their mom, I hate you, the time in sixth grade, like they really, like, they're very, very in touch with themselves. And they love, what they love about heaven is there's going to be peace and there's going to be safety. That I don't have to worry about anything. Everything's going to be worked on and taken care of. All right. So how do I talk to, so now that I know myself, so now how do I talk to a red, okay? How do I talk to like a St. Paul? And we see that Christ did not give him too much detail. He didn't say, when you go to Damascus, there's going to be scales that are going to fall off your face, and after Ananias prays for you, and then you're going to go 3 years to Arabia, and you're going to kind of figure things out. Then you're going to go to Peter. He's not going to like you at first, but no. He gave him high level. Boom, boom, boom. Go here, then you're going to go here, then you're going to go here, and this is going to be, and you're a chosen vessel. You got this. Go. All right? Reds need to know, so if you are wedding planning with a red does not want to know all of the the minute. They don't want to know that the napkin is going to be folded over twice and then put over the plate or on the side. They don't, like, that's a detail that they're okay not knowing. They just want to know what time, the schedule, the program, is this kind of thing covered, is this covered, is this covered. Reds, you need to make sure that at the beginning you do not come at them, you come to them. So you come, I'm not coming to confront a red. It will end in a fight. And because reds do not want to be confronted. They want to be the confronter, okay? So if you're coming to tell a red, maybe I think this could be done in a different way, you need to really think about what you're going to say and how that's going to come up. You need to make sure that you are kind and you appreciate their effort, even if it's something like dumb. Like, so, like, let's say you're married to a red, okay? And the red wakes up in the morning and does his bed every single day, faithfully does the bed, right when they wake up. Maybe one day say, hey, I really appreciate how you always pick up the slack and do the bed. Dude, that goes so far that you noticed. But like, when reds feel like, well, yeah, that's expected. Of course they're gonna get up and do that. Like, of course, like, then they can be hurt and they can start to be confrontational. Pick your battles with the reds. The red is not the person that you're gonna go argue about because you think what they said may have meant this. No. Because it's gonna end in a big fight and it's gonna blow over all this stuff, okay? So you wanna make sure that you tell the red, okay, you know, I was thinking and I was a little hurt by what you said because this is how I perceived it. But I know that you are a very careful and thoughtful person. So can you help me understand a little bit of why you said what you said? Or can you maybe rephrase it for me so I understand it a little clearer so we can get this done or do this or end it with a task, you'll be good. Don't publicly criticize them. Reds, actually, plot twist, reds are very sensitive. They don't show it, but they're very sensitive. So they get hurt when they are criticized or when you tell them, when you point out their mistakes in front of people and you put them on blast, that hurts. And they will retaliate just in their own way. Also, for a red, you need to listen and allow them to vent. The red is going to come to you with, okay, ignore the volume and try to hear what they're saying, which can be hard sometimes because, like, for a blue, a red coming at them with like all these that they clam up and they like, okay, I'm sorry, right? But if you can get past the volume and you work with them on listening to what they're actually saying, then you can actually maybe get somewhere. Trigger words. Don't try. These are like the do not says to a red, okay? I can do that better. Or you are wrong. Or why are you so pushy? Or why are you always in such a rush? Or you just need to calm down. That's the worst thing you can say to a red. Just calm down. Just can you just calm down? Oh my gosh, they will eat you, okay? And then if you come up to a red and you see that they're doing something and they have a plan in their mind exactly how they're doing it. They're carrying a 60-pound box and they figured out how they're going to do it and they're doing it. Don't come up to them and be like, hey, can I help you? Like, how can I help? No, they got it. They know. Please move. That's how you can help me. Please move. And then you go up to them like 2 steps later. Are you sure? Because that looks really heavy for you. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Okay, but like, I was reading an article about like back pain, and usually back pain starts when people, and then that's when you get the red, like, I told you I can do it, okay. If you respected yourself, and 10 steps before, you saw, you know what, they're carrying a heavy box, and they want to carry this box. Let them do it. Pick your battles. Next is our yellow friends, okay? How do I talk to a yellow? And we see this in how Christ restored Peter after the resurrection. Christ was very gentle in his approach, conversational. He took him to the side. He talked to him. Do you love me? Do you love me? Like, and it was like, if he did that to any of the others, or like if he did that to like a red, he's like, why are you asking me 3 times? I already told you I loved you the first time. But Peter thought about it. Oh man, and then like, of course, Jesus, you know I love you. And like response and give and take. Peter, you're going to, Peter, the devil has asked to sift you as wheat, but here's what I did. I prayed for you and and I know that you're gonna conversational. Jesus was very conversational with Peter. So it's all about story and conversation. Do not go up to a yellow, and when a yellow asks you, how was your day? You say, it was good. Like, no, tell me about your day. I mean, it was like, whatever, it was fine. Oh, you must be upset. Okay, tell me why you're upset. Why are you upset? I'm fine. It was a good day. I'm fine. Like, I went to school, I came back. Okay, no, but like, what happened at school? Like, so yellow, they want conversation. They crave that connection through conversation, through detail, okay? Even if they're not going to remember a lot of what you told them, but that's how they're connecting. Try not to exclude yellows. I know that yellows can sometimes be a little much to have at functions, to have in places, to have at home, okay? Try not to exclude them. I know that it takes a little extra effort sometimes from some of the other temperaments, but try really hard to engage them. The thing that hurts them a lot is when they feel that they're left out. So if you can involve a yellow in any way, try to, at the expense of not hurting like how they feel. And promote their creativity. The yellow is the person that's in a work meeting that's gonna give 35 ideas, okay? And they're going to be like, wait, I thought of another idea. Wait, hold on, let me tell you this other idea, right? And they're just full of creativity, brimming with creativity. The worst thing you could do is no, and like squash them down and say, this is just how we're going to do it. Because God gave them that creativity. God gave them the ability to see, possibility in anything, okay? Like the yellows are the people that during COVID, we're gonna make this work. We're going to have a schedule for it. Well, they probably didn't do the schedule part, but we're going to wake up every day and we're going to take a walk. And then after we take a walk, we're going to play this card game where we all each talk about our favorite 3 memories in our life. And then we're going to like do this, and then we're going to do that. And then we're going to cook a meal that's going to take 2 hours to prepare together just so we can like hang out together. And then after we do that, we're going to put some to the side for our neighbors. And then, they took a really bad situation and they were like, this is great, we're gonna have all this time together, okay? So do not squash that about a yellow. That's something beautiful that God gave them. And physical affection. Yellows are not the people that you when they come in like this, you're like, okay, because that hurts. You can, and it's speaking face to face. So if you're talking to a yellow, and let's say it's a husband and wife, okay, and the wife is yellow, and you do not make eye contact while they're talking, even if they go on for a long time, that hurts. So all you people not making eye contact, just kidding. But that hurts because they crave that connection. They crave that like, yes, I feel exactly how you're interacting with what I'm saying, and I'm trying to perceive it and modify what I'm saying based on how you're feeling. So give them your full and undivided attention. Now, trigger words for a yellow or a sanguine, stop that. Be still, sit down, calm down, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it is like a trigger because they can't. It's something that God gave them. Another trigger for a yellow is that they tell you a story and you're just like, I didn't hear anything you just said. Okay? And that can be hurtful because they took a lot of time to share with you all that detail about what that person was wearing on the day that they said that da 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 da. I didn't hear what you were saying. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's hurtful. Do not say that to a yellow. Or telling them, can you just get to the point? So the yellow wants to tell you exactly how they got to that point. So the yellow will come to you with a problem. We have like a problem at work, okay? Let me tell you why there's a problem. The problem is because when so-and-so got hired in 2017, they did a different onboarding process. And because of the different onboarding process that they had, they didn't fully understand the company. And they don't go to any functions. And there was like that one function where we went out to dinner, and they weren't there. And there was a really important conversation with, if yellow is talking and somebody tells them, okay, can you just get to the point? Like, can you just give me like the high level? That hurts. So what a yellow can do is, I know as a yellow, I'm talking to a red, I can try to kind of reel in on, do they really need to know about the onboarding process of 2017? Probably not. Try your hardest and then tell them, you know what, and I can tell you about it in more detail if you want later, okay? And maybe every so often you can treat the yellow to going back to them and being like, okay, tell me more details. Oh, okay. Also telling them, how did you already forget? All right? Because like it's out of their control sometimes, all right? So how did you already forget that you were supposed to do that? How did you, I just told you, da 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 da. Sorry. Or telling them you're too all over the place. Okay, well, that's how God made me. Like, I'm supposed to be a little bit of here and a little bit of there, a little bit of there, because God made me like that, and I'm like, you need to own up how that is. And this is just how it is, okay? I put my foot down, really like just makes the yellow shut down. Okay, now how to talk to a green. Okay, our green friends. This is Abraham talking, God and Abraham talking about Sodom. He goes, should I tell my friend Abraham what I'm about to do? Okay, he decides he's going to do. And he says, should I destroy Sodom if there were, I'm going to destroy them because of all their deeds. And he goes, oh God, no, not Sodom. Okay, how about if you find 50 people? And God says, okay, if I find 50 people, but actually there's not 50. He goes, okay, how about 40? How about 30? And like conversation, give and take, and very much about making sure that there's harmony at the end, that's the end result. You see that when you talk to a green, if you come in with tone, the green shuts down right away. If you come into a green and you're like, even if it's something that you think is not a big deal, but you're talking about it and it's like really loud and it's in their face, they take a couple steps back. You need to ask them for their ideas, ask them for their input, because the green will not volunteer it. So you need to ask. You need to go out of your way and be like, can you tell me what you think about this situation? If you're engaged to like a green fiance, you need to actually ask what they actually think, all right? Because they're not going to share, because they want to please you and they want to make you happy. So you need to ask. And you're like, wow, they're so easygoing, it's great. This is kind of like my wedding, and they're just kind of coming along for the ride. Well, maybe ask, okay? Don't give them a long to-do list with deadlines. So the green is not like, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. I need this by this day, this by this day, this by this day. If you don't have this done, nope, no thanks. You won't find them. They'll just kind of sneak out and leave, okay? They love their free time. So don't ever go to a green that's sitting on the couch and say, can you get off the couch? That's how they recharge. They're just kind of like zen, hanging out. Maybe they'll watch TV, maybe not. Maybe somebody will call and they can go hang out, maybe not. Just chilling, right? Don't go up to them and be like, dude, why are you so lazy? Get off the couch, okay? Make sure you show them that they're valued. This is I appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you just did, because they're always doing for other people. And don't shame them if they work on their own timeline. So if you ask a green to do something and they give it back to you, and they've put a lot of hard work in it, but they give it back to you 3 weeks late, that's okay. You know what you can do? Give them the deadline 3 weeks early. Because it's going to take them a little bit longer to do it, so tell them. So this is perfect example. Guy and girl, red and green, and they need to go out they're going out on a date to such and such place, and they have reservations for 7 o'clock. Red husband knows that green wife, it takes them a little bit of time to get to where they need to go. and somebody's gonna call them from Egypt, and there's a problem that's in Egypt that they have to take care of, and then they're gonna go and do this, and they're gonna, okay. So what are they gonna do? Red is gonna tell green spouse, okay, look, we have reservations at 7. We should probably plan to leave at like 5:45. Okay, the place is 15 minutes away, okay? 5:45, and they're like, okay, yeah, that should be fine. And so red then sits and is chilling, and they don't keep saying, hurry up, we're gonna be late. They're chilling because they gave themselves 40 minutes of buffer. They're gonna be fine. And then green will be like, yeah, wow, can you believe it? We made it on time. It's like, okay, so you just need to know how to work with them. That doesn't mean greens can't work on being on time. Like, if you're green, don't just be like, I always show up to the last 10 minutes of liturgy, because, that's the part that just, like, feels, no. You should show up on time. But also understand that you have trouble showing up on time, so maybe start getting ready a little earlier. All right, now trigger words for a green. You're so slow. Why is it taking you so long to do X, Y, Z? Why can't you just get up and do what you need to do? Why is it taking you so long? Why are you always late? Why can't you just have an opinion? Because they want to just please you. That's why. How to talk to a melancholic? We're almost done. So you choose your words and your tone wisely. These are not the people that you go to right when you're upset about something. If you're a red and you're really upset and you want to go confront your blue spouse, you don't just go, okay, blue's going to go to the room, close the door, see you later, okay? You're going to stop, you're going to kind of calm down, and you're going to think things through. How is this person going to hear what I'm about to say? 1, 2, 3. Okay, can they possibly misunderstand what I'm going to say? Okay, so maybe I should reword that. It takes a little bit of extra effort and time to speak to a blue, but it's worth it, because when they feel that sense of safety, they return love in such beautiful ways, okay? Don't overwhelm them or overstimulate them. Do not take a blue from occasion to occasion to occasion to event to event to event, and then at the end of the day be like, dude, what's wrong with you? Why are you like that? Do you not love me? No, you like drained their social battery for 6 months in advance. Like take it easy. So maybe sometimes making compromises. Use words of validation. I really appreciate that. I know you really went out of your way to do this. Thank you. It goes a long way. Acknowledge their emotions. Validate. Offer them help and support. Hey, can I help you? It looks like oh wow, that person really understood or felt that I need help. Don't break their trust or their promises. And don't jump around from topic to topic or change plans suddenly. All right? Trigger words. First, we're doing this like we talked about a little bit. See, for blues, it's like, okay, yeah, like this is already too much. The blues have already shut down in this room. I need an answer right now. Okay, I need an answer right now. That's not a blue. You need to tell me right now if you're going to come on the retreat. I can't. I need time to think about it. What do you mean you need time to think about it? It's going to be great. All of us. I need time to think about it. And you need to be okay with that. Why do you always assume the worst? Why is the sky always falling? Why is it that we're going to get into a car accident? Why do you think we're going to get into a car accident? Are you crazy? Are you a hypochondriac? Are you okay? Maybe you should go see somebody. No, they just plan for emergencies, okay? Can't you just forgive and forget? This one's a really big trigger for a blue. Because blues feel on such a deep level, it takes them a long time to, maybe it's kind of a hit or miss if they will forget what happened, okay? And why is that? Because they internalize. So this is the person that, had a really traumatic thing happen in their life when they were like 10, and they are still almost just as traumatized about it now at 35, okay? It's still it's very triggering, okay? Because they feel it on so coming up to them and being like, dude, just forgive them. Like, they didn't mean it. Like, it's okay, just move on. What do you mean just move on? Like, that hurt, and they shouldn't have done that, and they should have known, okay? And then telling them, it's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. It's okay, it's good enough. What do you mean good enough? Perfection is part of who I am. If I'm going to put my name down to something, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be done just right. All right, so growth mindset. So we're going to look at each of these colors and how can I grow in my temperament. So if I'm a yellow, I tell myself, I have the tendency to interrupt. I have the tendency to jump around in conversation, okay? But I will choose to be a good listener. If it's a red, I have a tendency to be a little bossy, okay? But I will choose to delegate well. And delegate doesn't mean I stand over their head as they do it. Like, give it and leave it, okay? Green, I have a tendency to avoid responsibility, but I will choose to be cooperative. Blues is I have a tendency to be critical, but I'll choose to be compassionate. Instead of looking at all the things that were wrong with everything that was planned, let's try to find one nice thing about it and talk about that. Okay, now what happens if the needs go unmet? The yellow will do charm and flattery. So if, let's say, I need to, I want you to come with me to this thing, and you said, no, I'm not going. But you know, it's going to be like the best thing ever, and it's going to be this, and this person's going to be there, and that person's going to, and it's going to, they try to flatter, oh, but you're so great, you're actually so good at doing this, you should totally come, and you don't really mean it, but you're just saying that so that they'll come. And a verse that we can live by is, I tell the truth in Christ, I'm not lying, and my conscience bearing me witness of the Holy Spirit. Speak the truth. All right, for reds, you don't meet their needs, the tone goes up, just automatically. Tone, the volume, the sarcasm, okay? So maybe something I can live by is, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the greens, procrastination and stubbornness, or digging your heels, being kind of passive aggressive. Greens and blues are on the passive aggressive side of things sometimes. So verse to live by, he who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. So do not put off what you can do today for tomorrow. And the blues, the moody, the silence, the internal frustration, you never know when they're going to come out of it. Like they might be in their room for 3 hours or 3 days, we don't know. Verse to live by, be anxious for nothing, but in everything prayer and supplication, let your requests be known to God. Okay. Compatibility. So people will always ask, so what's the color that is the best? What color should I try to kind of pursue, or what makes the strongest combinations? Opposites often do attract, like they say, but it takes a lot more work because you are on opposite sides of the spectrum, so it's going to take more work, but they make the strongest bonds. So you see how that works? And seek to listen to understand, and it's never just about me and how I feel. Really try to, when we love the people around us, we care about how they feel. So we have to give a little bit of extra effort in our listening. And going out of our comfort zone. So don't just surround yourself with people that pass your check mark of, people that can handle my temperament. Go out of your comfort zone and talk to, if you're a yellow, go try to talk to a blue. Go try to talk to a red. Go try to talk to a green. All right. This is kind of a quote by Elder Jesus, but I'll just leave it up there. You can kind of read it. And I don't know if there's questions. I don't know where Maria is. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see if there's questions. Does anyone have any questions or feedback in the meantime?
I think lunch is ready. So is it okay if we do questions after? There are a few questions. Maybe let's take 2 questions.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Oh, you have them? Here, Andy said he has them. Do you want? Here. Okay. All right, so one question. Is there a 5th color? I find myself having a healthy amount of each element for all colors. So for you, perfect. I will tell you to do this. Take temperamentquiz.com. Take the temperament test. It will tell you what the strongest of the temperaments that you have is. And it's going to, the colors that they have are a little different than the colors we were using. So they're going to use sanguine, phlegmatic. So try to remember what those words, what colors we associated with them. So there is no 5th color. Can an avoidant person be with an anxious person? So avoidant would be probably like, so can 2 blues be together? Yes, 2 blues can be together, okay? But it's going to take a lot of work for them to take a step. So these are the people that, like, when they go to buy a house, it's going to take a long time. Because they're going to think of all the, because that house is not okay because there's like, the roof looks like in 12 years it might leak. Okay? So it takes them longer to make decisions. Does that mean they can't be together? No. But it takes extra effort on both of their parts to be able to push themselves out of that comfort zone and take a step of faith. So it's really good, actually, if 2 blues do marry, that there's that they have a strong relationship with like a father of confession or a spiritual, like a father that can guide them, that can kind of help them, kind of push them over the edge on some of these decisions they might need to make. How can a blue deal with anxiety or social anxiety? For blues, if your kind of social battery is drained, find a way to recharge. So for blues, a great way to recharge is through prayer. It's through being on your own for just a little bit. So let's say you're in a very large group setting and there's a lot of people and It's okay as a blue to step away for a little bit and come back. Because in stepping away, you'll be able to recharge just a little bit. Now, having anxiety about going to a specific place or going to a specific... For a blue, maybe having a trusted friend come with you, that can kind of relieve. Or maybe going through some of the things. Sometimes for blue, it's helpful if you can objectify some of the things you're anxious about. So I'm anxious that 1, 2, 3. And kind of look into those things. Is that really something that can happen? Like, I'm anxious about seeing this person there, for example. Okay, well, let's play out a scenario. If I do see that person, it's going to be okay. I'm just going to, I'll talk to them. I'll be friendly. We're going to be okay. We'll just move on. So playing through scenarios can help. Talking to somebody. Prayer is really, blues are really good at prayer because they have that constant connection and you have God that you can always speak with. Do you guys want to answer the rest of them after, or it's up to you? One more? Okay. All right. What to do if you are willing to learn and understand the different colors and how to communicate and all about moving forward and your partner is not there. Hold on 1 second. What to do if you are willing to learn and understand the different colors. Okay. And how to communicate. Okay. And all about moving forward and your partner's not there. Oh, okay. So if you're kind of at a place where you're ready to kind of work on this color thing, and I believe, but your partner, I'm thinking that this is what this person means, is that they're not there. They don't want to kind of participate in this. This is not a forced exercise. You are not going to go to everybody that you meet and be like, you're a red, you're a blue, you're like you are not calm down, okay? You just work on yourself. You work on being the best of your temperament that you can be, and naturally, it will be more pleasant to be around you. Because you will work on those weaknesses and you will perfect those strengths. So work on yourself first. And this works in marriage, this works in friendship, works in anything. Before you point the finger, look at yourself first. What am I doing that can maybe be worked on or fixed? And when I fix all the things I need to work on, then I can go around trying to fix other people. And that's the thing. You will never fix all the things that need to be worked on. It's kind of like a catch-22. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed. That was so good. Thank you. Yo, whatever. Whatever the kids say these days. All right, so first thing, again, thanks to Tasoni Tasoni Mary. It was just that's perfect, and I think I know which temperament I am. I think I'm 2 or 3 of them. And I hope she gave you guys some insight as to how to deal with your future partner. We have another talk at 3 p.m. So right now is lunchtime, and Marae is going to give us some instructions on how to do lunch.
How to do lunch. Okay, so basically there's going to be one table with the tickets. We have 2 food vendors. There's Tacos and there's Zecto by Matthew, if you've been there. And so yeah, they're both outside. First, go to the tickets table, buy what you want, and then you go directly to the vendor and you just give them a ticket and you get what you want. There's also coffee. They're still selling uplifted coffee. And then one more thing, if you have friends that are coming for the 3 o'clock talk, tell them to come earlier so they can get food as well. So we thank Uplifted Coffee in advance and Zecto and the tacos, so we're all good. Thank you, Mary, once again. Go for it.
Yalla, get out. Go eat.